So Malcolm Barrett finally admitted that he is playing the role of Dave Chappelle because look at what he said in this caption right here. He posted this picture on February 20th, basically comparing himself to Dave Chappelle, and he said, "Okay, you know what? Yeah, I see it now." So he's basically admitting and putting it right in our face that he is Dave Chappelle. Like, it couldn't be any more obvious than this. You know what I mean? This is similar to the time where I got Hopsin to admit that he was playing another role as well. So go watch that video if you haven't. And it's crazy because there was a lot of celebrities in the comments. Somebody said, "Why did you post two pictures of Dave Chappelle?" And then he said, "How come you're 17 playing 80-year-olds?" And then somebody said, "I didn't want to say nothing." And then this person said, "Glad you finally said this." Someone said, "You play the role of Dave Chappelle, bro." And look what he said. He said, "Why are you yelling?" Somebody said, "Remember I told you I thought you were in the trailer for A Star is Born?" And that's actually a movie that Dave Chappelle was in. And he said, "I was so confused because I hadn't seen the trailer and I thought for a minute, am I in that movie?" So he basically was in that movie because he plays the role of Dave Chappelle and Dave Chappelle was in that movie. So look at all these celebrities that were commenting. Somebody said, "About damn time. Now get the rights to his autobiography." And then this person said, "You're late." And then somebody said, "Oh, finally, I see it all the time." And then this guy said, "You're the last to see it." And look at this comment that he made. You know, even though he's being sarcastic in this comment, why would you even be sarcastic about this? You know what I mean? And then I made a comment and I said, "I knew you were Dave Chappelle." And shout out to my subscriber, Miguel. He said, "I love how he replied to everyone and he skipped you." And that's true because he replied to so many people. But for some reason, he didn't reply to me because I'm pretty sure he knows who I am. You know, he must have saw the videos that I made about him. Because if you guys remember, I made a video on February 5th. And then he responded on February 7th. And then the article about Dave Chappelle came out on February 12th. And they were basically doing damage control. So then I dropped a response video on February 15th. And then a couple of days after that, he responded to a comment of somebody saying, "A lot of people don't know about celebrities playing different roles by wearing a mask or face surgery or prosthetics." And he said, "This is 100% true." And then a day after that, on February 20th, he finally admitted it. And he said, "Okay, you know what? Yeah, I see it now." So I don't know how much more proof you guys need after this video. You know, I'm done explaining myself to people. Like, at this point, if you guys don't see what's going on, that means you just don't want to accept it because it's right in your face. How many celebrities have to admit it before you guys see what's going on? You know what I mean? And I don't blame people for not believing this stuff because it's very hard to believe that you have been deceived. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this stuff was crazy the first time I found out about it. Shout out to Cam B because he was the first one making videos about this stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to believe this stuff either. It took me a while to finally process the fact that they're deceiving us, you know what I mean? The reason a lot of people don't believe this stuff is because it's easier to deceive somebody than to convince somebody that they have been deceived. So that's why a lot of people can't accept the fact that they have been deceived. A lot of us have an ego and we can't accept the fact that they have been deceiving us. But once you learn to accept that, then you will be able to realize what's going on. So a couple days after I posted my last Dave Chappelle video, look at what happened, you guys. They're doing so much damage control. All of a sudden, Dave Chappelle starts trending for talking about the Capitol riots. Alright, so another thing that I found was this interview from Malcolm Barrett, and he says that he actually met Dave Chappelle, which is very weird to me because there's no pictures of Malcolm Barrett and Dave Chappelle together, but apparently they met, so check this out.
This is my great Dave Chappelle story. It's amazing, this story. Do you guys remember the commies for the Comedy Central Awards? This was back when everybody was doing an awards show for like a year. So there was the commies, right? I go there with Luis Guzman because at the time I was working with some show called Louis that wasn't a hit. And then I see Dave Chappelle at a table, right? And he's chilling at the table. And I'm like, I don't really have anything to say to him. But everyone is always telling me I look like him. So I have to talk to him now. So I walk up and he's by a table by himself. And I'm like, "Hey, man." He's like, "Hey." I'm like, "People tell me I look like you." He's like, "Oh, man, that's crazy." I was like, "Yeah. Okay." and I walk away. That's my whole experience.
Did
with
you
Dave
think that he
Chappelle.
looked like you when you saw him in person?
I get it. I was like, all right. I think we both. I'm pretty sure we both were high. We're like, where's this conversation going? I don't know. Well, no, both of us we both have quit. Never. But
High on
that
life,
was
you
that's
guys.
what I meant. Life. We were both excited about the times. It was the commies.
Yeah.
For goodness sake. So we're all excited to be nominated.
So isn't it ironic that Malcolm Barrett actually met Dave Chappelle, but there's no pictures or videos of them together? And this one is so easy to see. Even a lot of people on Reddit were talking about it. And when you look at them side to side, they look exactly the same. And a lot of people were sending me this picture of DMX, and they were telling me that Malcolm Barrett might be playing the role of DMX as well. And I'm not gonna lie, he does look like Too Short right here. I don't know for sure if he's playing the role of DMX as well, but DMX looks way different now, so I wouldn't be surprised, you know what I mean? Because Malcolm Barrett is already playing all these other different roles, so. And when you look at the real Dave Chappelle, you can tell it's a different person because the new Dave Chappelle looks nothing like the old one. They don't even act the same or nothing. And it looks like he has some prosthetics on right here.
Dave Chappelle resurfaces and looks almost unrecognizable.
He kind of was something that I'd never seen before.
The comedian showed up to Game 7 of the NBA Finals and showed off his seriously jacked arms. It's quite the change from the super slim Dave we met in the early 2000s on The Chappelle Show.